Hey there, welcome. How's everything? It seems to me that you were pretty good in these critical days. Whatever the situation is, the study must go on. So be serious a little bit in your studies and concentrate in your studies. This is your Simi Miss now with you to lead this online session. Today we are going to discuss about how to explain bar chart. Although you are already skilled in analyzing bar chart, in my view, you must revise what you have already learned. So the topic to discuss today is writing bar chart. As every graph tells a story, the creator has to be a very good storyteller. He or she needs basic knowledge in creating or interpreting the graphs. Also, the person trying to understand the story needs some basic knowledge about graphs. Otherwise, reading a graph is like reading a text in a foreign language. So now I'm giving you some instruction to write down or to analyze the bar chart well. Firstly, you have to write down an introduction to introduce the chart. So let's read out what we have here. Keep your introduction paragraph simple. Just paraphrase the information. It is usually just one sentence. It is possible to comment on the units of measurement in the chart, like you can say units are measured in. Okay. So move to the second step, overview. Look at to your bar chart and choose the key features. These might be highs, lows, main differences, etc. Collect them together and present them in an overview. You must remember that the examiner is looking for the overview in your script. It is an essential part to achieve mark. So body paragraph. Make sure that you have a body paragraph while describing a bar chart. Decide how you will divide the information in the bar chart to make them presentable. You must organize your paragraphs into a logical order. So range of linking devices. Okay, you should use a range of linking devices, for example, while, whereas, as opposed to, compared to, in comparison with. All these will help you to get a higher score. Make sure that you use them correctly. Okay, so here you have some phrases. If you want to introduce the topic, then you can use some phrases like I'd like you to look at, I'd like you to look at, let me show you, let's have a look at, let's turn to illustrate my point, let's look at. Okay, as you can see from these. And finally, if you look at, you will see or you will notice or you will understand. Okay, so if you want to analyze or if you want to introduce the graph, then you can start just this way. This graph shows, or the diagram outlines, this table lists, this chart represents, this chart depicts, this chart breaks down. Okay, so to write down or to analyze a bar chart very well, you have to know some vocabulary. Okay, some vocabulary you need to know, and this is really important. Okay, to mean to go up, you can use these phrases, these words like increase, rise, rocket, climb, lift, grow, go up, jump, surge, shoot up, soar, rocket, erase, and increase, grow, and upward, racing, increasing, okay, and so on. To mean to go down, you can use these words like decrease, drop, decline, fall, go down, slump, plummet, a fall, a decrease, a decline, a downward, falling, decreasing trend, a slump, and so on. To mean no change, you can use this type of words like remain stable, remain constant, remain steady at, remain, okay, stay at the same level, stabilize or keep stable, hold constant, and so on. So to mean indicating a change of direction, you can use level out or level off. Stop falling and start raising. Stop raising and start falling. Okay? Or change. To mean frequent change, you can use fluctuate or fluctuation. To mean at the top, you can use reach a peak, peak, reach each or their highest point. At the bottom, reach hit or a low point, hit or reach its their lowest point. Right. Change can be described concerning their change. To mean degree, you can use dramatically, vastly, huge, a lot, significantly, considerably, moderately, and so on. To mean speed, you can say rapidly, quickly, swiftly, gradually, and so on. Right. Okay. Some prepositions for describing elements in a graph. So you can use them while writing your graph. So prepositions like raise from X to Y, to increase by 5% or 10% or 20%, like this. An increase of 5% or 10%, 20%, just in this way. Okay. So here you have a question. The bar chart below shows the number of men and women studying engineering at Australian universities. Summarize the information in the chart by selecting and reporting the main features. Make comparisons where relevant. So you can see that the number of students are given here and years are given here: 1992, 2002, and 2012. Let's try to analyze it. Here I have written in my opinion, you can try by yourself. Right. The bar chart illustrates the number of men and women studying engineering at Australian universities between the years 1992 and 2012 at 10-year intervals. It can be seen that the number of male students fell slightly from 14,000 in 1992 to 12,000 in 2002, and then remained level through the following decade. The number of female students is relatively low, starting at 2000 in 1992. However, while the number of men decreased, the number of women increased. Female students grew steadily by 2000 each decade. This led to a rise in the total number of engineering students from 16,000 to 18,000 in this period. Men continue to make up the majority of students. However, the proportion of female students increased sharply in this period. In 1992, there was one woman to every 7 men. But by 2012, this had narrowed to one woman to every 2 men. Overall, we can see a clear upward trend in the number of female engineering students in Australian universities, while the number of male students seems to have leveled off. So here we have another question. The graph below shows the internet users from 2005 to 2013. Describe the graph in 150 words. You should highlight and summarize the information given in the graph. So you can see the internet users from 2005 to 2013. So the answer is, the graph shows the percentage of people using the internet from the year 2005 to 2013. The graph at a glance shows a tremendous rise of internet users over the years. In 2005, only 5% of people used the internet. The next year, this is in 2006. This rises to 8%, which means that in 1 year's time, 3% more people begin to use the internet. This trend of growth accelerates the next years. We find that in 2007, 11% of the people used the internet. The next year, this is in 2008, it becomes 16%, so the increase in the year is 5%. Again, if we study the graph, we find that the percentage of people using the internet increases faster between 2009 and 2010. In 2009, the percentage was only 21, while it rises to 32 in 2010, which means that it is in 1 year's time, 11% more people began to use the internet. However, there is a little increase between 2010 and 2011. In 2010, it was 32%, and in 2011, it raises to 35%. That is a growth of only 3%. But from 2011, again the trend of growth goes faster. Thus, we find that between 2011 and 2012, there is an increase of 7%, from 41 to 34% users. In 2013, the percentage raises to 54 from 41, that is 13% increase occurs between 2012 and 2013. To sum up, we can say that within a span of 8 years, the users of internet raises from 5% to 55%, which means a very significant growth of the users of the internet over time. Right. So, here's an home task for you. The question is, the graph below shows the number of mobile phone users in Bangladesh. Describe the graph in 150 words. You should highlight and summarize the information given in the graph. So the thing to do is you have to analyze this graph chart. That means you have to watch this carefully and you have to analyze this graph chart. Right? So try to do it by yourself. If you feel any problem, then you can ask me in the comment box. In our next lesson, we will discuss about pie chart. So that's the end of today's lesson. Take care. Stay home, stay safe. Thanks to you all.